Hi friends and welcome to the video for Aries Starseed Tarot and Living, and I hope all of you are doing great. So let's see what's coming in for you. Um let's see what we have here with this deck called Getting into the Vortex. I'll be going to a vortex in like a week. I'm pretty excited. Um certain areas are like a natural vortex, and kind of like Sedona or Red Rock Canyon here in Nevada feels like a vortex. I'm sure they're in every state. There's some like nice place. But let's see. What do we have here coming up for Aries? I am an extension of source energy. So connecting into the highest crown chakra energy. You are a physical extension of source energy, understanding that you would explore contrast or cause expansion not only for you, but for all that is. You are consistently aligned with source within you. Okay, God, spirit, universal energy, the highest vibrational frequencies. Every relationship I establish is eternal. The thoughts I think determine what I attract. I can focus on what I do want in a relationship. Yeah. Rather than what upsets you or what you don't like about your current circumstance. Um, it could be very easy to complain sometimes, to be like, I don't like this, I don't like that. And it's difficult to see, like, oh, look at all these good things I have around me. Um, Holding yourself accountable for the part you play in participating in energies, any kind of frequencies. Like, I went to this really low vibrational frequency place and I engaged in this or that, and I had a negative experience, and I came home and I told everyone about it, and I went online and I told everyone about it. Like, do you see like the negative frequency? It's all because of that first choice. Now, there are times when you don't really realize what you're doing because you have good intentions. Like, you can go to a low frequency place and with the good intentions of helping, but you have to kind of put that energetic barrier and know, like, I went to a low vibrational frequency place, maybe like a homeless camp or something, and you're like, I was going to give out food and water, but then XYZ happened, and then I have this negative experience, and then do I like tell everybody, what happens? It doesn't have to be that. It can just be anything that's like kind of like a negative frequency. So, hanging man, you're going to have a strong realization. You'll feel very strongly about it. Your emotions are over the top. Hangman, you have an awakening. You see it from a different point of view. Maybe it's puzzling. You're only concerned with what's it going to cost? How much time is it going to take? That's kind of good. Oh, you're telling someone the truth. Like, you're guarding yourself and protecting yourself from a waste, like a waste of my time. I don't think you're just being very calculating. Why? Hangman. You feel like you'll be prevented or unable. With the Fool, if you do this, if you take this risk, Time and money seems to be a factor. You're doing something for Hierophant. It's your duty, it's your calling. Maybe you do it for your marriage. Oh, I see. Someone comes forward, Knight of Cups. They're trying to appeal to your emotions and express how they feel and persuade and invite. You want to be King of Swords. You want to tell them, wow. Hanging man is like, I'm going to be put in a situation where I'm uncomfortable. Four of Cups, Queen of Wands. You're just like, no, um, I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in that. You want to be clear, but you don't want to ask any questions. You're just like, I don't think I like that. A Page of Wands. What's going on here with the Knight of Cups? They are juggling and trying to negotiate with you. You're coming from a much higher place. I mean, you're coming from a high priestess and a hierophant. You're coming from a spiritual place, an ethical place. Um, Maybe you're bound by a certain code or policy. So why do you say no? Justice to this King of Cups. Okay, so there's something where you want it to be fair, correct, accurate, legal. This person comes forward trying to persuade an option. This Water King, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio energy, they are full of emotions. Five of Swords, they resent or you resent. So you let it go, you heal and recover, and you let it go. But you do have justice coming in too, which is very forceful. It's like justice and getting what's fair. Why is someone trying to persuade you to negotiate here? They feel like they have no other choice. They're all caught up in their head. Eight of Swords, Knight of Swords. What is the negotiation? Nine of Cups to a Five of Cups. Somebody could threaten that, okay, if you don't do this, or they could try to tell you that if you don't go do this, like there's words that are expressed with feelings. The Lovers. So someone wants to negotiate something to reconcile it with you, and you're like, no. It's like you don't want to take this person back. What is High Priestess Hierophant? Your energy is High Priestess Hierophant. You know the wisdom. Four of Swords. Things have changed, and the Wheel of Fortune has turned. Fate and destiny on something from the past. This person is trying to persuade you to negotiate, juggle. You're coming in pretty strong with a Four of Cups. Like, I don't like that. Justice. Um, Main energy hangman, putting you in a position that is beyond your control or giving you an awakening. Like you awaken to this understanding or knowledge. You can't do anything about it. You see it different. So what do we have? Show us for Aries. Wow. Page of Swords and the Devil. Someone's trying to gather information. There's an energy of standing your ground in defense of this person. The devil. So there's something toxic about what this person is trying to gather, the information. You are King of Swords. You're saying no. Your energy is Hierophant. You're doing it the right way. Hangman is here underneath. I might take that. You feel like you could be put in a position that's awkward. What is this person trying to do? They're trying to get up and go, and Nine of Swords. This person is trying to suddenly come rush in and rush out because they are worried or upset. Three of Cups. You want other people to participate. The Sun and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. There's a big commitment here that you've committed yourself to fully that gives you a lot of value and happiness. Um, and there is someone under that energy that is like, I resent the fact that it could be about a secret that's revealed. Ace of Swords, Knight of Swords, Five of Swords. Someone's like, you revealed a secret. You told on me. You snitched on me. Or you're wanting to be the king. So you're wanting to be smart and power. What is the devil? Someone's made up their mind. Maybe they're notified. Why do you want to be, or are you Hierophant here? Water Queen, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, intuition. You care, you have compassion, and Seven of Pentacles. You do look at the value, what's invested in, and the Ace of Pentacles comes in. A Queen of Fire, Aries, Leo, or Sag. There's a Water King reaching out with Ten of Cups. Long-term established emotions, family, or community. And then we have the High Priestess, secrets known, playing hard to get, kind of separated or being quiet or silent. And someone's trying to persuade you with maybe money, gifts. Eight of Swords, Nine of Coin, conflict around a situation. Why are you the Sun and Ten of Pentacles? You feel like you have it all at the end here. Wow. Five of Cups and Three of Swords. You're disappointed in what you learn or what you find out. So what is the Sun? This Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. There is someone who is satisfied and happy. Nine of Cups energy with a Four of Cups energy. I don't care. I don't want that. Refusing, not wanting to accept. Someone wants to get up and go because they're Nine of Swords. They're upset, they're worried, they're fearful. You feel like you have to say no to something that you could be put into an awkward situation over. All right. Let's see what we get here for Aries. Maybe this is a weekly message. I did the daily on my other channel. It is quite long. Raphael healing. So putting yourself first, your health. Third chakra, your joy. Oh, crown chakra, connecting to your angels. Crown chakra activation. The angel of balance coming in. The door to value opening. There's money coming. You're walking away from something, following your happiness. Door to personal healing and happiness. Let's just see. What are you walking towards? You're walking away, but you're walking towards your intuition. A woman with a coin and a contract. Okay, so we could have something about a contract, money, opportunities, legal contracts. You're leaving something behind, walking towards something else, which means a new opportunity comes through. Let's see what my messages here are saying for you, Aries. So on this channel, Starseed Tarot and Living, I talk more about health, wellness, fitness, feeling good, frequencies, vibes. There's that shirt that says vibes don't lie. It's very true. Vibes don't lie. If you pick up on a bad vibe, I usually just leave. Like you could try and stick it out, but the vibe it won't get better. So I usually just pick up on the vibe right away and just exit. There have been times when I've sat through something that was a bad vibe, and there's usually a consequence. There's a negative, there's something that happens where you're like, I didn't really care for that. Resist the urge to, okay, so most Aries are very vocal. It's saying to not say anything. Um, Look at how well you've done. Resist the urge to give your opinion. Someone blocked your messages. Put yourself in their shoes. There's a thing called suspending your opinion where you just kind of leave it there. You know, you don't have to really like decide yes or no, make a conclusion right away and just be like, yes, no. You can just kind of suspend, but at the same time, I follow my gut and my vibe. If the vibe isn't playing out for me, if it feels hurried, if it feels rushed, if it feels manipulated, I'll just be like, no, I'm always blessed. I have everyone is jealous, but I mean, I don't think, I mean, jealousy is whatever. There could be someone that you feel doesn't respect you. And you could just believe them. Like if someone's acting or saying things that are disrespecting you or your opinion, just believe them. Just say, yeah, they don't respect me. My broken heart will heal. Remember to have hope. Never say never. This came up before. Enjoy your life. They don't understand your situation. Be brave every day. So somebody can watch a movie about an experience or watch a documentary, but if they haven't actually been in that situation, then quite obviously you may not understand like what someone else went through, and they may not understand you as well. So that's why I said suspend judgment. Um it actually came from a book I read called, I think it's called Operation Mind Control, and it's about the CIA. And they said that the CIA has to suspend judgment on things. Like you can't have like an opinion about something. You just kind of go with it. uh, in certain situations. The Hierophant, you're doing what your duty calls you to do, even though it's tough. Nine of Rods. Someone is asking you to like follow this calling, and you might be expected to change your life. And you think, is it worth my time? Is it going to be enough? Will I get paid the same? Do I have to have a pay cut? Will I have to spend more money, move into a smaller home? It sounds exciting though. Whatever it is, it's like exciting. And you're like, this is fun. I like this. But you start to think about the losses. Like, well, what would I lose? Yeah, it's really exciting, Aries. It's a really exciting opportunity. You would have to commit to it. Maybe you'd have to sign paperwork. You might have to sign a contract. Um, but you start to think about, what will I lose? Because there is a loss. You go from a 10 to a 7. So, but you're really excited. You feel the same way as someone else and they understand you and it's reciprocal. This magician, this could be a job where you've never really done this before. I was gonna say, like, are you a magician's assistant? Yeah, it's your wish coming true. Some of you might be like some kind of like working with someone where you're their apprentice, or you're helping them. You're part of it. You have to sign up, you have to be involved and accountable. But there could be something where it's right away. Why is it that way? There's a powerful person in the situation that tells you, like, you have to leave something behind right away and you have to join now. What happens there? You're up for it. You're like Queen of Wands. Okay, I'm all in. What is that? There's a memory that you don't want to connect to anymore. This puts that memory to an end. Yeah. Okay. All these kings come forward and say, and they have power. Why is it that way? Other people want this. It's something kind of exclusive just for you, or uh you have kind of difficulty making up your mind about how you'll whether you'll like it or not. In a reading today, I had consistently a 4 of cups at the end, where you're like, I don't really care for that. That's not something I want to do. It's like someone wants to bring you on board, and they are a magician and they are a king, so there's power. What do we have there? Oh my god, so much Virgo. They've discovered that there's a pain around a situation. 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords, Hermit. They've discovered that there's like insulting, hurtful, distasteful. What's distasteful? Finding out the truth about a situation, Aries, Leo, Sag, Queen. Finding out the truth, not caring for it, cutting off. And then this person is like, oh, I'm going to stand up on a higher ground and feel entitled to what? To bring you in to this group, this team, this They'll do whatever it takes. They lost you somehow. They did lose you in the process. You're in a better position. Okay. You've recovered and you've healed, and you're high priestess. You're quiet, you're silent, you don't tell anyone your secrets. The cup of emotions overflows. What from? Someone coming forward with this feeling or persuasion or offer or trying to persuade you after you left something behind already. Maybe they didn't know you'd leave. Like, they didn't know you would say, I'm done for good, or something like that. Maybe they didn't know that you would put space. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna shuffle and go here. Let's see. This is a real or fake. You're dealing with, is something authentic or is it false and phony? You're needing to be in a situation that you can trust as you go through this ascension. So you are going up to a higher level. You have divine intervention, unexpected guidance. The universe is stepping in, redirecting your path. Some of you, it's like about a blind date. Somebody could be asking you to like meet them somewhere, and you're like, no. Unexpected chemistry, having an awkward introduction. Oh, this is a big break. You're going through a big break. Okay. A career turning point, major opportunity, life changing moment. This is it. Someone spilled the tea. Maybe you spilled the tea. You've exposed a secret. This person has a poker face. When you meet them, they could be a poker face. Like, they don't say much. They're trying to hide and be impossible to read. They don't want you to know. Dealing with deep fakes, people who are altering the truth. You're letting it go. There could be someone around the energy who ghosted. You're working more on yourself and your inner child, and you're having a self care Sunday. Look at that. A self care Sunday. You're establishing a boundary with this energy. You're starting something brand new, a fresh beginning, a new chapter, reinventing yourself. Watch me shine. Someone could be telling people that something is photoshopped. Like, that is not real. That is not the real situation. It doesn't matter. You are very booked. You are very, very busy. You are unbreakable. You're closing the door on that situation, letting it go, ending the chapter, and saying, I'm finally free of that situation. Your bank account is going to be going higher. You will be making more money. All right, Aries. So this is what I have for Aries, Starseed Tarot and Living. Thank you, and I'll see you again in the next video.